Last night it was an all-around solid effort from the Athletics. Kendall Graveman was at his best as the ground ball was working for him. The defense shined behind him, and team leader Stephen Vogt delivered with a big fly and the go-ahead RBI as the A's took game 1 of this 4-game series versus the Orioles. The green and gold are in the dog days of summer and are playing a stretch of teams that are fighting for a postseason berth. The A's should thrive on playing the role of spoiler and hopefully string together some consistent baseball over the next 2 months. It's the A's and the Orioles, game 2, next. Nice night for baseball at the Coliseum. It's game 2 of the series. A's trying to build on a very nice win last night. They'll have to keep that guy in the ballpark. Manny Machado has 4 home runs in his last 2 games. And the start tonight for the A's goes to Zach Neal, the right-hander. We'll see what he can do against this powerful Orioles team. It's the A's and the O's coming up on CSN California. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Mark Mulder, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, the disabled list for the A's is full of starting pitchers, so tonight, the A's will go to the bullpen. Zach Neal, who's been pitching well out of the bullpen for the A's, Mark, he's going to get a chance to start. He really has. And talking to pitching coach Kurt Young, he said he's feeling good about himself. He's had a few outings out of the bullpen recently, 2-3 innings at a time, and has really pitched well, which is why he's been given this opportunity. And it's an opportunity he wants to take advantage of. This is a chance to show the team something, maybe a starter in the future, but he has an opportunity. And the Baltimore Orioles, lots of power. They have hit 169 home runs, most in the major leagues. Mark Trumbo leads that group with 31. Looks like maybe he's found a home in Baltimore. Yeah, he's a guy you want to keep. You want to keep the ball inside it. I know he can pull it, but he likes to get his arms extended. Graveman did an outstanding job with the exception of the one ball that Coco caught at the wall. But you keep that ball inside, keep the arms from getting extended, and Neal will have some success tonight. And if you keep the Orioles in the ballpark, you have a chance to beat them. The Orioles will send left-hander Wade Miley to the mound. He was acquired at the trade deadline. So Neal and Miley is your pitching matchup in game 2 of this 4-game series. When we come back, we'll have lineups and first pitch from the Coliseum.
CSN California is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. By Toyota. Hurry in for Toyota's annual clearance event to get an incredible deal on the 2016 Toyota you want before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places. And by America's Tire. Your low-price journey starts here.
So Zach Neal leads the A's out of the dugout. Neal getting the start tonight for the Athletics. And the game time weather for tonight is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. Admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 66 degrees, another nice night. Cool and comfortable for game 2 of this 3-game series. Here's the lineup tonight for the visiting Baltimore Orioles. Same as last night. Jones, Kim, Machado, Davis, Trumbo, Alvarez, Wieters, Scope, and Hardy.
And Zach Neal making the start tonight for the A's. Been pitching very well for the A's out of the bullpen. His last 3 outings, a combined 8 1/3 with just 4 hits and no runs. So that's why he's out there tonight.
So an opportunity for Zach Neal. And the defense behind Neal looks like this. Davis, Smolinski, and Eibner in the outfield. Healy, Simeon, Ladnor, Valencia in the infield. And Stephen Vogt is the catcher. So the A's played a terrific all-around game last night and won game 1 by a final score of 3-2. Lots of good pitching, lots of good defense. And that wonderful combination of those two and just a couple of timely hits. Manny Machado homered last night. He was the guy who did the damage offensively for the Orioles, but it wasn't a lot of damage thanks to that man Kendall Graveman, who went 7 innings, and Graveman got the win. So we're set as Adam Jones digs in. Jim Joyce is the umpire tonight behind home plate. He is also the crew chief. Fairchild, Morales, Hudson, and the rest of the gang. So Adam Jones is ready. And Zach Neal swing and a miss. First pitch, sinker, and a good one.
First pitch.
You'll see that from Neal tonight. 4 pitches. Sinker, slider, mix in a curveball, decent changeup. Jones, the one guy last night that Graveman had a few problems with, but didn't hurt him really.
Big bouncer to Healy, high backhand, throws in time. Jones is retired, 1 away. Pitch usage for Zach Neal. Plenty of fastball use, slider, and a change, an occasional curveball.
Left fielder, number 25.
You're getting right now with Neal, he's had some decent outings out of the bullpen, and I think he's gained a little confidence with those outings. Here's Hyun-Soo Kim. First pitch strike.
Well, and he doesn't quite throw as hard as Graveman maybe, but similar type stuff. So if he was really paying attention last night, you can learn some stuff. When you watch Graveman pitch last night, you bring that into that start tonight. His arm angles maybe a little bit lower than Graveman, but real compact, gets good extension, good sink. You'll see a lot of movement on that sinker.
That one tapped foul. Neal pitched well in AAA. He's 7-2 with a 3.21 ERA and 11 starts for Nashville. And an early foul ball for that group of Orioles fans. Manny Machado is the on-deck hitter. In the air behind first. Valencia into foul territory, and he reaches over and makes the catch. So Valencia grabs it, and that's 2 outs here in the first.
Well, with all this foul ground territory, you can see Kim. Ball gets in on him. Valencia, as far as he has to go, you can see him know where that track is, kind of reaches out, makes it look quite easy.
Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Bouncing around a little bit for Danny Valencia. First pitch to Machado, good sinker at the knees for a strike. Terrific season for Manny Machado. He's got 4 home runs in his last 2 games. More action for Healy. Side retired. Very good first inning for Zach Neal. A couple of groundouts and a pop out, and the A's will come to bat when we come back. Let's take a quick look at the lineup for the Oakland Athletics. Here it is. Semien in the leadoff spot tonight, followed by Smolinski, Valencia, Davis, Butler, Vogt, Eibner, Healy, and Latendorf.
So Wade Miley taking the mound for the Orioles, acquired at the deadline. Trying to be that lefty in that rotation. They haven't had one all season long after Chen signed away last year. Looking to come away from a better than last start.
First pitch swinging Semien, who grounds to third. So Semien on 1 pitch is retired by Wade Miley. Orioles defense is a good one. Kim, Jones, and Trumbo in the outfield. Machado, Hardy, Scope, Davis on the infield. Matt Wieters is your catcher. I think you could make a very strong argument that the Orioles infield defense could be the best in the American League. Machado's great, Hardy, Scope, and Davis, they're all very well above average defensively. Jake Smolinski at .286 with 6 home runs. But back to Miley, I think the Orioles, I think a left-handed starter was first on their to-do list at the trade deadline, and they got him.
Yep.
They got him from the Mariners for a young left-hander by the name of Ariel Miranda. And interesting, Ariel Miranda is going to pitch against the A's on Friday for the Seattle Mariners. So we will see Miley tonight and the young man he was traded for, Miranda, on Friday. There's a line drive toward Jones in center. He'll play it on a high. Smolinski has a 1-out single here in the first.
Smolinski gets that fastball middle. Good swing there, head down, bat. You can see how long it stays through the zone. Drives it right back at where it came from.
So here's Danny Valencia. Valencia at 289. He's got 14 home runs and 39 RBIs. He was 0 for 4 last night. Wade Miley likes the changeup. 19% is a fairly high amount. So all 4 pitches used. There's really not a pitch in there that he just sort of puts away and doesn't use.
Now with the curveball, he'll kind of use it early to try to get ahead. Slider, you'll see more of those against lefties, and the changeup is what he likes to go to against these right-handed A's hitters. You'll see more of those.
One and one. Miley has pitched well against the Athletics in just 2 starts, both last year. He's bounced around. He started with Arizona, had some good years with the Diamondbacks, but then was traded to Boston. 1 year in Boston, and then traded to Seattle in December this past offseason. At the trade deadline, Seattle to Baltimore. So really 4 different teams in the last 3 years, but he was with Arizona for a while.
Yeah, he got off to a good start early in his career.
He made an early all-star team with the Diamondbacks.
Things haven't gone as well the last couple of years, but you know, you get traded lefty starter. It's nice to be needed, though.
Yep.
You know, it means people still want you. He still has good stuff. It's just his command at times can lack, and that's what gets him in trouble.
1-2 pitch is low. Miley has a long-term contract. He's got signed it with the Diamondbacks, so he is signed through next year with a club option for 2018. So if the Orioles so desire, he could be with them for a couple more years. Controllable, as they like to say. So Orioles hope that they got the left-handed starter that they need. Talking to the Orioles people, they wanted a left-handed starter. They'd also very much like to get a left-handed reliever. They have maybe the best closer in baseball this year in Zach Britton, but he's their only lefty down there. It's always nice to have a couple of left-handers.
I think you see that at times with some of these bullpens now. Some of the guys' stuff, it's so good that it plays against lefties and righties. Yeah. Sometimes you'd like one, but you don't necessarily need one.
Yeah, that probably applies to the Orioles bullpen. These guys are very good. 3-2 pitch with the runner going is tapped foul. Plus the Orioles in a tough spot, Mark, where because their record is so good and it's after August 1st, if you want to trade for somebody, they have to get through waivers.
Yep.
And it starts with the team with the worst record. So for a reliever to get to you, it would be hard because there's so many teams that have a chance to claim them.
Yep.
And they may be blocking them from the Orioles. Just the way the system works after the trade deadline. In fact, I would guess the Orioles have probably put a claim in on some relievers, but we got blocked along the way.
Yeah, that's the interesting part about it. The teams that are chasing after you.
Sure.
I mean, there's been times in the past where guys have been claimed just because they didn't want guys to go somewhere.
No other reason.
They didn't even want them, but they claimed them so that somebody else, the first place team, couldn't get them.
Red Sox, Blue Jays, they're probably claiming guys. Machado has it. He'll fire to second. Not in time, but back to first. So the Orioles end up getting the out at first base. They went for the double play. Smolinski was moving on the pitch.
Well, this ball's hit hard, but with Smolinski going, Machado tries to get over there as quick as he can. Makes a good throw, but it's just not in time. You can see how quickly he gets rid of this. Smolinski sliding in, and Scope luckily was able to get it over to first base to get the out. You can see he made it in plenty of time.
So 2 outs, runner at second. Here's Chris Davis. pitch, 90 miles an hour, right there for a strike to Davis. 27 homers, 69 RBIs for Davis. Tied for 5th in the American League in home runs. He's got a home run against Wade Miley in his career. And on 3 pitches, Davis strikes out, and Smolinski is stranded at second base. No score after 1 from the Coliseum.
First through 8th grade students the chance to earn 2 free tickets to a game with the A's Mathletics Workbook program, which engages students to solve baseball-related equations. For more information, visit athletics.com/mathletics.
No score, top of the 2nd inning, as Chris Davis steps in against Zach Neal. Davis, Trumbo, Alvarez. Davis was 0 for 4 last night. Grounds this one up the middle with the shift on Simeon's right there, 1 out. And that'll bring up Mark Trumbo. Talked about Mark Trumbo in the open of our show with his
Right fielder,
31 home runs.
45, Mark Trumbo.
Leading the major leagues in that category. The most Trumbo has hit in a season was 34. He did that with the Angels in 2013. He got to the big leagues in 2010, and then in 2011, his first full year. His 3 seasons in Los Angeles with the Angels, he hit 29, 32, and 34 home runs. But then traded to Arizona. Not as much success with the Diamondbacks. Isn't that funny? Everybody, you think about, well, Mark Trumbo hitting in Arizona at that ballpark. Oh my God, he's going to hit 50.
That was the talk.
And he struggled.
That was literally the talk.
I mean, it could have been a switch to the National League. Who knows?
I think for some hitters, it's also different hitting coach. You start hearing different things, and it's not that to say that that's bad. It's just different things work for different guys. That's what happens sometimes. You see maybe a pitcher or a hitter struggle, and then they go somewhere else, and they're a different guy. It's just sometimes a different voice just changes something for you.
Gets jammed a little bit, hits it toward Healy. 2 outs. 5 straight retired by Zach Neal to open up the ball game, and that'll be Pedro Alvarez's turn.
Well, and so far from Neal, I love what I see. A lot of fastballs, a lot of sinkers down in the zone. Saw that one in on the hands of Trumbo. 3 ground balls now to Healy at third base.
So here's Alvarez with his 18 home runs. See a lot of shifts against the Orioles with all their power hitters. Rolled over on that one. And Valencia has it. Flips to Neal. So far, so good for Zach Neal. 6 up, 6 down. Bottom of the second coming up. No score. Coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. Sad news today. Prince Fielder is expected to announce his retirement tomorrow at a press conference. Of course, the second neck surgery for Prince Fielder, and he had it really the same surgery a couple years ago. Came back, had a good year, but bothering him again this year, and he's announcing his retirement. So that's too bad. 32 years old, still years left, but the type of injury that he had, kind of the upper back area near the neck, and he just can't go.
Well, I think when you start talking about the neck and the issues he's had and how this isn't like it's something that just came on.
Nope.
This is something he's dealt with a while, and
plus it's a second surgery in pretty much the same area.
And you're not careful with something like that. Now you're possibly post baseball,
sure, taking
chances of affecting the rest of your life, you know. And
yep. Backing up is Chris Davis. Butler is retired, but yeah, I mean, you know, affecting strength in your shoulders and all those type of things, as much as we know about it. So he finished his career, interesting, 319 home runs, the same amount of home runs his father hit. Can you believe that?
Is that crazy?
That's unbelievable. Finished with 1,645 hits. And he was the comeback player of the year last year. But the numbers were down again this year, and you just had a feeling something was not quite right. So we wish Big Prince the best of luck in his post-baseball career. Again, it'll be an official announcement with the full press conference tomorrow. So that's all we really know about it.
There's been a lot of retiring press conferences lately.
Yeah.
With Teixeira and A-Rod.
And of course, with the shot, base hit past a diving Scope. Stephen Vogt with a hit off the lefty Miley.
Another fastball middle, and Vogt puts a good swing on it. Kind of drives it because of that shift. Scope was just out into that outfield grass. Lays out and almost came up with it. You can see the dive right here, just up the middle. It's kind of past him before he was able to get to it.
So that's hit number 2 for the Athletics, and that'll bring up Brett Eibner. First pitch to Eibner is on the inside corner, first strike. Situation with Prince Fielder also, he has a contract that has 4 more years on it after this year through 2020 for obviously a great deal of money. Have not heard exactly how that's going to shake out. That one line foul, but I would imagine that's a big part of the discussion. You can understand the Rangers side of it. So quick 0-2 to Brett Eibner with Ryan Healy waiting in the on-deck circle. Orioles play Eibner fairly straight up, although Kim in left field is pulled quite a ways off the line. More action for Machado. A little juggle out at second, on to first. Not in time. The juggle, I think, cost the Orioles a double play. Scope is very quick at turning the double play. It was just that little juggle by Machado.
Well, you can see this ball comes up on him just a little bit, and it's just that little hesitation of trying to get the grip on the baseball. And Scope, as quick as he turned it, comes up on the heel, and it was just enough where he had to stutter step to get his feet set. He just couldn't go as quick as he would have liked.
So 2 outs with Eibner at first, and here's Ryan Healy. Healy at .234 with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. Miley's always had a pretty good move as far as picking people off. Pitch strike. He's got 23 pickoffs since the start of the 2011 season.
Yeah, he has
so
a little.
Figure that's 6 years. You get 4 pickoffs a year. Yeah. That's pretty good.
But some of those, I think, it goes as a pickoff when guys stealing first move too.
That's right. Miley can't get it right to Scope. Quick throw to first, and they get Healy side retired. A hit and a runner left, and we're on to the 3rd inning from the Coliseum. No score, A's and Orioles. California is brought to you by AAA. Get a free A's cap with a new AAA membership. Visit a participating AAA branch by August 30th. Restrictions apply. Top of the third, no score. The A's and the Orioles. It is Jewish Heritage Night at the ballpark. First pitch to Matt Wieters is in for a strike. Wieters, Scope, and Hardy. Orioles have a record of 63-48 coming into tonight's game. That's the third best record in the American League. They have not been great on the road this year. They're 24-31, but at home, off the charts. They have the best home record in the major leagues at 39-17. Just slightly better than the Cubs. So Camden Yards has been good to the Orioles, but they're not done on this trip. This is a long trip for them. They will play tonight, Wednesday, Thursday here, and then they will play the Giants in San Francisco over the weekend. So they're in the Bay Area the whole week, but it's a long trip for them. Where they sit in the American League offensive rankings: first in homers, last in stolen bases. They're sixth in ERA. They're a very good fielding team, always have been. So it's all about the home runs for the Orioles, and just enough starting pitching with a very good bullpen.
I always felt, though, when you played a team like that with all that power, they don't do, they don't run the bases, they don't steal bases. They're pitchable, though, and that's the thing. You make pitches, you keep the ball in the ballpark, and all of a sudden, then a team like that really struggles to score runs. And I think you see that a lot come playoff time when a team like that makes the playoffs. All of a sudden, they get pitched tough, and they're
a little one-dimensional, maybe.
Yeah.
Although dangerous, but
yeah. And if they're hot and your pitchers are making mistakes, you're going to pay for it, and they're going to get you. But those teams that just hit for power, and that's how they score their runs, they come up against some good pitching, and they're a totally different type of lineup when that happens.
These are updated East standings. The Blue Jays have lost. The Red Sox have won. Wieters just got a piece of that. Orioles last year finished 81-81. So what they were hoping to do was to build on a 2014 season when they won the division and won 96 games. But they fell back last year to a 500 record. Smolensky hustling over into right center field, and he makes the catch. So 7 straight retired by Zach Neal.
Batting in the 8th position, second baseman, number 6, Jonathan Scope.
So here's Scope hitting in the A spot. Pretty good numbers to have hitting down at the bottom of the order. Chase that one. Scope in last night's game was 0 for 3. The Orioles had a couple of runs on 7 hits last night. Line drive. Davis is there, 2 outs. So maybe a sinker that didn't sink.
Yeah, that one stayed up a little bit, but the fact is you got a defense for a reason. You know, you start trying to pick. The thing I like the most is he's commanding a couple pitches now, fastball, slider especially, in the strike zone. He's not running these pitches off the plate. Early in the count, he's throwing them for strikes, which has gotten these Oriole hitters kind of in a swing mode. You start throwing strike one, and you start to you make them be aggressive, and that works to Neal's advantage with the movement that he has on his sinker and his slider. Gotten a lot of quick outs, and I know these last two balls were hit hard, but hey, they're both outs.
Just a little bit foul.
I think we saw that in Graveman last night. When you as a starting pitcher, when you get over the fact you can't be scared of contact, and when you start to believe in your stuff and you command the ball in the strike zone. It's one thing to command the ball, but when you can command it in the zone, it's very different. You want to make the pitches appear to be strikes out of your hand, and if the ball's then it runs on the corners. We saw that with Graveman. Out of his hand, balls were down the middle, but with that movement, down and in, down and away.
Good pitch there. Tight little slider looks like.
And that's a great example of it. Out of his hand, Hardy sees a ball spinning down the middle of the plate. It's not a big slider. You can just see him out in front, over the top.
Hardy is able to hold up full count.
And a few times tonight, Neal's kind of gotten on the side of a few pitches. He's tried to overthrow a couple balls. That one, he tried to make that a nasty slider as opposed to just make it a good one, just like the one before. You can see it was elevated. It was a ball away, but it was elevated. And that's what he's got to be careful of.
3-2 pitch is hit on the ground to short. And that is 9 up and 9 down for Zach Neal to open up the ball game. Bottom of the third coming up. No score.
MLB.com @BAT app. Stay up to the moment, any moment with Game Day. Live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com @BAT, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet.
Tyler Ladendorf leading things off, followed by Simeon and Smolinski. No score. Bottom of the third. Ladendorf drives one to center. Jones going back, turns around, settles underneath it, and that's the first out here in the bottom of the third. A's with a couple of hits off Miley, but nothing else.
Now batting shortstop, number 10, Marcus Semien.
So here's Marcus Semien. Semien went after the first pitch he saw and grounded out. in the first inning. Semien was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts last night. Had a little bit of a frustrating night. Wade Miley, a pretty quick worker, seems to know what he wants to do. A lefty who doesn't mess around. That's after your own heart.
Well, I think any pitcher, throw that pitch, get back up on the mound and go. It's not rushing. It's not rushing in any way, but you can see he's releasing that pitch, same as we've kind of seen with Neal these first few innings. Get it and throw it.
That one hit hard and it's through. Base hit left center field. So the A's have had a base hit in each of the first 3 innings now against Miley.
Well, this is a little cutter slider, I think. You can see Semien pull his hands in. Just a slider on the inner half. And
now batting center fielder.
We've seen him do that a lot this year on pitches inside. A few that he's hit for homers. Few doubles. That one just a ground ball back up the middle.
So that'll bring up Smolinski, who had a base hit in the first. Inside corner strike.
That inner half to righty. That's righties. That's where we see Miley. He commands the ball with his fastball very well on the inner half. It's the outer half that he kind of gets in trouble. His ball doesn't have, it has sink, but inside it almost seems like it has a little action coming into those righties.
And there's a flare to right, and that's going to be a base hit. 2 for 2. Well, Miley's always been the kind of guy where he will give up a fair amount of hits.
Yeah.
He'll have base runners.
This one, Wieters wanted a fastball away, and Miley shook to a fastball in. Next time he's going to want to listen to his catcher. Just up enough. Smolinski fought it off.
So 2 on 1 out. Here's Valencia. First pitch strike, 91 miles an hour. Valencia grounded out to third in the first inning. A's last night had 3 runs on 7 hits. A couple of doubles and a home run. There's a line drive fair down the right field line. Semien's going to round third. He will score. Smolinski to third. He'll be held up, and Valencia comes through with an RBI double to give the A's a 1-0 lead.
Well, these A's hitters have had much better at bats in these 2 games. This one, Valencia, almost just a late emergency hack on a sinker away. Almost as if he's just trying to fight that ball off, put it in play, but perfect placement down the right field line. Trumbo's able to get to it quick, and the A's have 1 run on the board, and now second and third.
So Valencia gets his 40th RBI, and that'll bring up Chris Davis. Orioles play the infield back, and Davis lines one to right field. Trumbo has to go back a couple steps, reaches up to make the catch. Plenty deep for a sacrifice fly. Smolinski scores, and hustling over to third is Valencia, and the A's lead 2-0.
Designated hitter.
Davis goes after this first pitch fastball. You can see it just middle away, and he hits this hard. And luckily, Smolinski was tagging the whole way. Valencia got caught off the bag a little bit, but still had time to go back after the catch as deep as it was hit. Trumbo moving away from the infield, had to set his feet, and Valencia was able to get to third base.
So that'll bring up Butler. Another RBI out there, but with 2 outs. Butler fouled out in the second inning. So single, double sac fly here in the bottom of the third for a couple of runs. This one's popped up. Scope goes out. Jones comes in, and Jones calls off Scope. Side retired. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Athletics. 4th inning coming up, 2-0 A's. Fourth inning over the Orioles. We got some big news coming from the A's minor league system. Jarrell Cotton, one of the pitchers that the A's received from the Dodgers in the Reddick Hill trade. Check out his numbers tonight. Complete game, 1 hitter, no walks, 12 strikeouts. But the story is he was 1 out away from a perfect game against Round Rock, and he gave up a triple.
It's incredible.
He was that close.
I mean, to get that close. I know we've seen it before in big league games, but it's heartbreaking even when you see it. I don't care where it is.
Jarrell Cotton. No, have a chance to see him maybe in September. Right-handed starting pitcher putting on a show tonight. So is Zach Neal so far. He's got a 2-0 lead. He's retired the first 9 hitters. Adam Jones grounded out in his first at bat, leading off the ball game. Now, last time Neal started a game was July 16th, and that was in AAA for Nashville. His 3 relief appearances for the A's since then, where he has pitched very well. The pitches have been 39, 37, and 27. So I don't think you can expect him to go 110 pitches tonight.
No.
But he'll go as long as he can. Reach for, poked foul. Into the dugout. What does he throw at 2 strikes? 43% fastballs, 36% sliders.
Well, his slider is his out pitch. You know, it's, you get to 2 strikes, and as a starting pitcher, you automatically want to put them away. You want to look for that strikeout. When you have a pitch like his slider, that's what you tend to go to. Here, though, after fouling off a couple, he's going to go back to that sinker in.
And that one's belted to left. That's trouble. Gone. Orioles are on the board on home run number 22 for Adam Jones.
Well, we saw last night Jones get to a couple sinkers in from Graveman. Here's another one. It's not quite in. It's on the black, but after chasing a couple bad sliders off the plate, it almost seemed to me like he was waiting for something middle in, waiting for another sinker in, and he got it, and he did not miss that one.
So here's Kim. Yinsu Kim fouled out to first. His first at bat. Kim was 1 for 4 last night. So that is home run number 170 on the year for the Orioles, leading the major leagues in that category. Last year they hit 217. You get over 200, that's a lot. They will get over 200 this year. Machado to follow. Grabbed by Neal. And flip it to first. So 1 away here in the top of the 4th. Here's our Ford right choice. June 30th of 2016. That's this year. Kim's home run allowed the Orioles to set a major league record for most home runs in the month of June. They hit 56. The 1996 Oakland A's had the previous record of 55. So Baltimore's 56th home run in the month of June, the 3rd highest total for any team in any month in Major League history. The most, May of 1987. The Orioles hit 58. In May of 1999, the Mariners hit 58. 58 home runs in a month.
And what year was that? 99, you said?
The Mariners in May of 1999 hit 58.
Well,
Did you reach the big leagues yet?
No, but I was
Thank
just,
goodness,
I was thinking,
deal with that.
but you know what? That was Buhner, Edgar, Griffey, A-Rod.
You saw enough of those guys, right?
Yeah, seriously. Edgar for me, whew, that was not a fun at bat.
0-2, Machado strikes out, 2 outs. But it is what the Orioles do. These are their home run totals and American League rank the last 6 years. So
Now batting,
I mean, every year,
number
first,
19,
second,
Chris Davis.
3rd or 4th, 3 times they've led the league. So it just is what they do.
Well, you put together a lineup with the power, some of the bats they have in that lineup, and then combine that with that park. It is not a very big park, and plus the ball flies, especially when it starts warming up in the summertime. It's hard to describe. There's just certain parks like that where the ball starts to carry.
Yeah, and I mean, the dimensions are small.
Yeah.
It's a small park to start with.
Well, for example, Chris Davis, he could pop a ball up to left field and it goes out there.
Yeah.
So that's also why he really wanted to stay.
Sure.
When he was a free agent. But
if you were a power hitter, how could you not want to hit in that ballpark in Baltimore?
You don't have to get all of it to hit a home run there. Not even close.
1-2 now to Davis, who grounded out to Simeon in the 2nd inning. lays off that one. Good off-speed pitch by Neal. Davis was able to hold up. Pitch number 53 coming up. And it's tapped up the middle. Simeon grabs it, ranging far to his left, and throws out Davis. Side retired. Adam Jones with his 22nd home run of the year. So it's now the A's 2 and the Orioles 1.
Interior cool with your very own Sunny Gray Car Sunshade presented by Chevrolet. On Sunday, August 14th, 10,000 fans will receive this stylish promotion at the 1:05 p.m. A's versus Mariners game. Make sure you and your car stay cool, even on the sunniest days of summer, by visiting athletics.com/tickets today.
So now a 2-1 game. A's leading, bottom of the fourth. Vogt, Eibner, and Healy. He's got 3 consecutive hits and then a sacrifice fly to score their 2 runs in the third. And that time, Vogt chased a pitch in the dirt, and Miley gets his second strikeout. So that'll bring up Eibner.
Now batting, right fielder, number 39, Brett Eibner.
Eibner reached on a fielder's choice back in the second inning. Popped up. Coming over is Wieters, and Wieters, the ball fell right next to him. Sure if he saw it all the way, but it looked like it dropped right next to him.
Yeah, there's a part of me that almost wonders whether or not he saw this real well, because he didn't. He kind of just went over after it as if it was going to be in the stands or not able to get to it. And I think there you can see a little bit of his frustration. I don't think he thought it was going to land that close or be that catchable.
A little bit low. Changeup from Miley. Shutdown inning. Miley's been pretty good. Shutdown innings become, well, we show it a lot. It's interesting. Hardy straightens up and throws out Eibner. the shutdown inning, if you do get one, if you're the pitcher, good. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. But man, it'll tick you off if you don't.
Yeah. It is, especially, let's just say for Miley, you know, he's down 2-0. Your team gets you a run.
Yep.
You want to come out here, you want to have a real quick inning. He's gotten 2 quick outs right now. You want to keep any sort of momentum. There's people in baseball who say momentum, it doesn't really, well, I happen to think otherwise. I think if you have some quick innings, you get your guys back in the dugout. The last thing they want to do is stand out there on the field while you're falling behind or giving up runs after they score. Get back in, give your team a chance.
I agree. I think there is momentum in baseball within a game.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's momentum from one day to the next. Do you agree with me?
No. Well, yeah, no, I do agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it depends so much on who's starting, and I just think there's so many games. Players, you just forget about that thing, you move on to the next one, whatever happened. But I do think there is momentum within the 9 innings of a game.
It's just when you get on a winning streak or a losing streak, just like any team, if you're on a losing streak, you're showing up to the park each day. Just, yes, you turn the page, but yet that day before is still on your mind a little bit. Yeah. Just like if you're on a 5, 6, 7 game winning streak, you're feeling very good about yourself. So whether or not that's momentum, I don't know, but
you're going to wear it either way a little bit.
Yes, without a doubt.
One and two the count to Ryan Healy, and Miley trying to have that 3-up, 3-down inning. Got a shot. Scope hustling out. He will get there, makes the catch, and it is a 3-up, 3-down inning. So on to the 5th. It's the A's 2 and the Orioles 1. A's Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by Caltrans Stormwater. Keep your highways clean. Protect our water. ProtectEveryDrop.com. A's 2, Orioles 1, top of the 5th. Cooling off at the ballpark. Jewish Heritage Night here at the Coliseum. Night game tomorrow, day game on Thursday, and then the Seattle Mariners will be in town. Mariners in the thick of postseason race. They're losing tonight at home to the Tigers 3-0 in the 4th inning. But the Mariners playing well. They've won 4 in a row, 6 out of 7. So we'll keep an eye on that Tigers Mariners game. Trumbo rolls it foul. Ask you, Mark, about, we saw it last night a little bit with Stephen Vogt. Something he's been doing more lately is to set that lower target. He said, I'm doing it for Graveman. He's doing it for everybody.
Yep.
And he does is he gets down on that left knee, and well, this time he wants a high fastball, so he doesn't do it. Says it just helps him get his body down a little bit, allows him to set a lower target, which certainly makes sense.
Well, the glove's lower, you know, and every catcher has a different type of setup. It doesn't matter whether you're Matt Wieters, who's 6'4", 6'5", Stephen Vogt, 6 foot. You know, guys, everybody sets up a little differently. I always loved a low target. Big catchers can still get down low, and I think for Vogt, getting that glove down almost at the shins, that's where he wants Neal's ball to end up. And pitchers don't stare at the glove. You know, I know you with kids, hey, hit the glove, hit the glove. Well, but that's not what you're aiming at. That's where you want the ball to end up. Everybody aims at something a little different.
What a play by Zach Neal. Throws to first. Kendall Graveman liked the target last night. He was terrific.
He was outstanding. Ball was down, ball was moving.
But there you see Vogt on that left knee, which he'll do for Neal as well. May not do it with 2 strikes. A little tougher to block a ball.
But it's more of something you do with a sinker ball guy. If somebody who pitches up in the zone, who elevates, obviously you're not going to do that because that's not where they throw. That's not where they command the baseball. And it just helps a pitcher to just set their sights a tad bit lower than if the guy's setting up normal. Right down the middle, chest high. Here it is again on that knee.
So he gets down on the knee until he gets 2 strikes.
Yes.
Or if he wants an elevated fastball.
Yeah, getting on a knee like that is a little difficult, a little more difficult. Guys can still do it, but it just makes it a little tougher to block that ball in case it bounces.
On the ground, right to Valencia. That's 2 outs. Was the target? Is the target a big issue for you? I mean, is the target a big issue for a pitcher?
Yes.
Because you see some catchers who set up a very late target.
Number 32.
But that doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
No, well, it didn't matter to me. There's certain guys, there's certain catchers, and not any off the top of my head, but if I turn on a baseball game, the second I see that target, I can tell you whether it's good or bad for me.
Yeah.
That's just for me. The way someone sets up, some of the biggest guys can get down and look like such a small target. Yadier Molina, when I had him, Ramon Hernandez, Ramon used to sit so low. You know, his feet, he was sitting on the inside of his shoes and his butt was almost on the ground, and just that glove, it's right where Vogt is right now.
Yeah, he's down. He's very down.
But Ramon was sitting there in a normal stance, almost to where his shin guards were completely on the ground.
(2-0) to Matt Wieters. 2-0 changeup and a good one, 81 miles an hour.
If you remember, I remember being younger. Charlie O'Brien, he was with the Braves, and I know he came to the White Sox when I was younger. Just the way he was a big guy, but that target was so good looking. You know, just the way he set up, the glove never moved. You know, you can call it pitch framing, you can call it whatever you want, but a catcher's target can be so important. The way his setup is and how it works, there's something to it. How good it looks and how comfortable it can make you feel.
Bob Melvin, very tall guy, 6'4", so he was a tall catcher. So Valencia will take charge on that one, and that's a very good inning. 3 ground ball outs for Zach Neal. Bottom of the 5th coming up. It's the A's 2 and the Orioles 1.
2017 season ticket memberships are on sale now. Whether you want to renew your membership or join the party, visit athletics.com/2017. You'll find all the benefits that A's membership has to offer, including early bird incentives, exclusive experiences, half-price parking, a flexible ticket exchange program, and more. You can even lock in your 2017 seating location. Visit athletics.com/2017 and join the party today.
A's leading 2-1. Wade Miley back to work for the Orioles. Ladendorf, Semien, and Smolinski. That one bounced towards second. Scope has it. First, and you get the speedy Ladendorf, 1 out. Six in a row retired by Miley after allowing those 3 consecutive hits.
Number 10, Marcus Semien.
Followed by a sacrifice fly. Here's Semien, who had the 1-out single in the third to get that rally started. Hitting in the leadoff spot tonight. Got 4 hits in 10 at-bats against Miley in his career. Trumbo's going to hustle over and make the catch. So 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 5th, and that'll bring up Smolinski. Smolinski doing the right thing, taking his time.
Now batting, center fielder, number 5, Jake.
Yeah, when you get 2 outs the way he just did, you want that guy. All right, get in the box. Let's go. Come on.
Especially Miley, who.
Yeah, that's and you can see him. He got that ball back. He got up on the mound. He just stood there and waited for Smolinski to get in the box.
Smolinski has singled twice and scored a run. There's the pace of game has been such a big discussion piece the last couple years. Major League Baseball trying to do different things to speed up the game. That's understandable, whether you agree with it or not. But if you watch Wade Miley pitch, there's your answer right there.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I mean, just guys, get out there and just get ready to throw.
Well, I just always felt like if you're going to wander around the mound in between each and every pitch, all that's doing is giving you more time to think about stuff. You know, why your first reaction, your first thought is generally the best one.
Yeah, that's right.
And more times than not, whenever I caught myself changing my mind out on the mound, you almost had to stop and go, whoa, just no, go with your first instinct and throw the pitch. And Miley, I mean, he's not even giving himself a chance to second guess anything.
Valencia had the RBI double in the third. But I mean, all the stuff that's being done with the clock, and that's all fine, and that all works. It's great, but it's pitching the way Miley pitches is still the best recipe to speed up a game.
I think Valencia was ready for that ball to go right off his knee or his shin, and somehow he was able to get out of the way.
Machado backhands, sidearms to second in time, side retired. So a base runner left for the A's, and we're moving to the 6th. 2-1 Athletics. Authentic Fan Fridays are here at the Coliseum, and we got one coming up. Mariners are in town this Friday, and you're going to get a ticket in our value deck behind home plate, an authentic A's dry fit shirt or jersey, a cheer card, and a $6 food and drink voucher. It's all for one great price. The best deal in Bay Area baseball is CSN's Authentic Fan Fridays. That youngster may be back. Let's hope he is. A's with a 2-1 lead. It's the top of the 6th inning. It'll be Schoop, Hardy, and Jones. Liam Hendriks starts to throw. One and one the count. It was Dull and Matson out of the bullpen last night for the A's. Schoop hit a line drive right to Chris Davis in the 3rd inning.
You gotta wait on it.
Pitch driven toward left center field. Is anybody going to get it? No. Bounces at the base of the wall, and Schoop has got another double. He has 30 doubles this year, so the Orioles have the leadoff runner at second base.
Well, I said earlier in the game how a few times now
batting,
Neil's kind of overthrown a few pitches, trying to make it really good, get that strikeout pitch. This is a sinker away, which he gets on the side of, and you can see it was elevated. If that ball's down at the shins, that's a ground ball to shortstop, but he left it up, and Schoop didn't miss that off that left center field wall.
So good opportunity for the Orioles with Hardy and then Jones. Hardy takes a sinker for a strike. Hardy was 1 for 3 with a run scored last night. He grounded out to short in his first at bat tonight. Hit toward right. Eibner backs up. He's got it. Schoop tags. He will hustle over to 3rd. So a productive out for J.J. Hardy. Now the tying run is at 3rd with 1 out. So you could tell Hardy was trying to hit the ball to the right side. He ended up hitting it pretty well.
Well, and I was going to say, I wanted to see Neil stay in on him, try to get that ground ball to 3rd base, maybe get a pop-up, and that ball was middle in, and Hardy still able to drive it the other way.
So Bob Melvin out of the dugout. He has not pointed down to the bullpen yet. Now he has. So he's going to go with Liam Hendriks. So what a job by Zach Neil. 5 1/3 innings. Gives up just the 1 run. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
Canseco's historic 1986 season with the Jose Canseco Rookie of the Year bobblehead, presented by Kelly Moore Paints. At the A's versus Red Sox game on Saturday, September 3rd, 15,000 fans will take home this Bash Brother bobblehead, featuring one of the greatest sluggers in franchise history. Get your tickets now at athletics.com/tickets.
So Zach Neal goes 5 1/3 tonight. Just 2 hits, the 1 run. That was Jones's home run. No walks, 1 strikeout. So nice job by Zach Neal. So he has a chance to get a win, but Liam Hendriks is going to have to work out of this jam. Jones steps in, infield in. First pitch, a little bit low. So Scope is at 3rd. He is the tying run.
Well, I think Hendriks needs to be very careful here. Jones has been the one guy swinging a hot bat in this Oriole lineup, and Kim has struggled behind him.
And this one is popped up. That's not going to get it done. Latendorf grabs it. So a huge out there, 2 away. So Adam Jones will not be a happy camper.
No, a little too aggressive there. Swung at a pitch that was probably worse than the first one that he took for ball 1. It's not something you normally see him do.
So here's Hyun-Soo Kim. Foul out and a ground out for Kim. He slices one foul down the left field line. He's stranded 21 of 24 inherited runners, so that's a very good amount. It's not Ryan Dull-like, but what is? Another liner foul. Oh, what a play. Yes. Scotty with a backhanded pick on the short hop. Nicely done.
I mean, look at it. He doesn't quite get in front of it, but look at the pick.
That's a good play.
He's going to go home, go tell everyone about that if they didn't see it.
Well, he didn't see it either, but that's beside the point. 0-2 pitch almost hit Kim. Pitch by Hendriks got in on the hands of Kim. Looks like he does. Looks like he doesn't like the ball inside. Maybe down and in, but he's had some funky swings on pitches that were in on his hands.
Yeah. Plus, I don't think he's very comfortable right now. Some of the swings we've seen him take last night and tonight.
What a block by Stephen Vogt, saved a run. Timeout is called. That get Vogt up around the neck area.
It sure did seem like it. After this ball bounced, you can see his head come up. It got him right on the edge of that padding that he has right there. You can see even after it caught him in the lower part of his neck and the upper chest, it came and hit the inside of his mask.
So he's going to be okay as usual. Jim Joyce, good veteran umpire, given Stephen Vogt plenty of opportunity to get it back together. So 2-2 the count to Hyun-Soo Kim. Scope coming down the line. And Hendriks grabs it, throws to first, and nice job by Liam Hendriks as he keeps the Orioles off the board. Bottom of the 6th coming up. A's with a 2-1 lead. rocket arms. Bullpen, we told you they're good. 26 wins, 49 saves. That's the most. The ERA, best in the American League. So Buck Showalter has that wonderful managerial luxury of a very, very strong bullpen. In fact, we saw the Orioles in early May, but people are saying that their closer, Zach Britton, has probably been the best closer in all of baseball this year. Left-hander.
Without a doubt.
So how about that?
With one pitch, by the way.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, he has a slider.
Fastball?
Yeah, he has a slider, but he really doesn't throw it that often. It's just a show pitch. And I mean, he has a sinker of all sinkers from the left side, and it's right over the top. I mean, it's 95 to 97 miles an hour, and it's just a bowling ball.
There he is. How about that? Has not allowed an earned run since May 5. That's a long time.
Well, he came up as a starter.
He did.
And I remember first seeing him just kind of going, wow. And he just couldn't quite cut it as a starter. He was 93, 94, and didn't really have those secondary pitches that you need as a starter. And when they moved him to the bullpen,
who needs a secondary pitch, huh?
Yeah. When you have all of a sudden now you go to the bullpen and that 93, 94 becomes 96 to 98. That changes things, especially when it has the movement that it does.
3-2 now to Chris Davis. He's leading 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Davis, Butler, and Vogt. It's Wade Miley, who is about to throw his 80th pitch. Miley has 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. He's allowed 5 hits. Wade Miley's ready to go. And he walked him. Good start for the A's here in the 6th, looking to add on.
Designated hitter, number 16.
Buck Showalter starting to check the car. So here's Butler, 0 for 2 in the game. He's 2 for 6 now in the series after his 2 hits last night. Billy Butler's been a hot hitter. He's got 13 hits in his last 28 at bats. So he is continuing to see more playing time. And now 2-0. So Miley, after walking Davis, falls behind Butler 2-0.
This is a situation where Billy's seeing and hitting the ball a lot better. These are these counts where we've seen him kind of zone up a baseball and hit a line drive in a gap somewhere.
Didn't like that call. It's 2-1.
Well, he didn't like this one, but he's looking middle away. He's looking to do some damage, and that ball kind of down and in.
Inside corner, 2-2.
Oh, another slider here. This one might have been just in off the plate. Again, Billy didn't like it.
Takes that one. So now you get a full count. Miley delivers. Runners going. It's hit toward Hardy, who flips to second to get the out there, and then on to first to double play. So even with Chris Davis on the move, the Orioles were still able to turn the double play. So just like that, 2 outs.
Now batting the catcher.
Those balls hit hard enough that once Scope gets it from Hardy, he knows Butler's running. He's a little out of position, but just able to lob it over to first base. Big double play from Wade Miley.
So with 2 outs, Vogt will step up. He's got a single and a strikeout. Pulled off that one. So Miley now at 89 pitches, 5 2/3. Your breakdown of pitches by inning, pretty consistent. A little bit low. Miley figured he got that pitch called a strike to Butler, but it was not called a strike to Vogt. And now 3-2.
Well, you can see Miley basically when it's lefty on lefty, just strictly staying with that slider. He seems to. It's a lot tighter of a pitch to a lefty than it is to a righty.
And he just missed low with a fastball. Second walk of the inning. Third walk of the game.
Now batting right fielder, number 39, Brett Eibner.
Making the call. Somebody's going to get up. So at 93 pitches, Miley could be his last inning. First pitch is low. Brett Eibner. Go Gibbons, right-hander. So just to give him a little bit of time, Dave Wallace comes out. Jim Joyce says, all right, it hit 10 seconds, making my move.
It was always frustrating as a starter when here comes the pitching coach, and you know there's really no reason for him to come out other than to give the bullpen time.
You loved it when the pitching coach came out.
Oh.
Some of our favorite video. 1-0 to Eibner. Eibner helped it out. Fielder's choice and a ground out for Eibner. Short lead by Vogt. Hit hard. Machado, what a play. Gets up, throws to second. Got him. Took a double away from Eibner, and the A's do not score. 7th inning coming up. A's 2, O's 1. Fitness Sluggers cooking demonstration sponsored by Sutter Health for children from the East Bay Asian Youth Center. Demonstration included an overview about healthy eating and a cooking lesson at Atani Ramen in Oakland. A's outfielder Mark Canha joined the children at today's event, which is part of the Fitness Sluggers program sponsored by Sutter Health. It aims to educate and encourage local youth to live healthy and stay active. So we appreciate Mark Canha. And another good ball game. Last night it was a 3-2 A's win. Tonight, a 2-1 A's lead going to the 7th inning. Machado, Davis, and Trumbo for Liam Hendricks. First pitch down and away. Machado has grounded out and he has struck out. 1 for 3 with a home run and a sacrifice fly last night. John Axford starting to throw for the A's. The Rangers came back to win again today in Colorado. 7-5 was the final. The Rangers scored 4 times in the 8th inning. So the Rockies have given away some games lately. Swing and a miss. 2-2. So the Rangers have won 9 out of the last 12. They have 35 come from behind wins this year. That's the most in the majors. So they are now 67-47. Swing and a miss. Machado strikes out. Low fastball.
Back-to-back fastballs from Hendricks here, and you can see he just throws it right by him. Strike 2 and strike 3. Fastballs down in the zone. And Machado, I think, was right underneath this one. Yep. Little fall tip into the glove.
So 1 out. Here's Chris Davis. Davis takes a strike. Astros beat the Twins 7-5. 4 hits for Jose Altuve. Carlos Correa with his 16th home run. Well, the Astros get a much needed win. The Astros had lost 9 out of 11. But they win tonight in Minnesota. Oh, 2 to Chris Davis. Keep him quiet. That's a good thing. Tigers still leading the Mariners. It's 4-1 in the 6th inning. Just a touch high. Davis thought about it.
Couple elevated fastballs. We'll see if Hendricks goes to tries to bounce a breaking ball.
Did not. And Davis fouled it back. Another 2-2 coming up to the dangerous Chris Davis. Grounds it toward first. Valencia on the backhand. Underhands to Hendricks. So 2 outs, and Chris Davis has grounded out 3 times tonight.
Now batting, number 45, Mark Trumbo.
And here comes Mark Trumbo, and here comes Bob Melvin. He's going to chat with Liam Hendricks, who has done a great job. He's retired all 4 hitters that he has faced, including in the 6th inning when The Orioles had Scope at third and 1 out, and he got Jones and Kim. So Bob Melvin wanted to check with him. Hendricks said the right things. So here is Trumbo, who has grounded out twice. Breaking ball from Hendricks. Trumbo was not looking for a first pitch breaking ball from Hendricks.
No, and you don't often see a manager go out and talk to a reliever. You'll see him go out and talk to a starter and say, hey, you got this. How you feeling? This and that. You don't often see it with a reliever, though.
Another breaking ball, a good one. Hendricks snapping off some good pitches.
Well, 2 back-to-back breaking balls. Very good down in the zone. Maybe that's what Melvin went out and said. Hey, let's go with the slider here. Maybe he knew something.
Got it. 3 straight breaking balls, and Hendricks strikes out Trumbo to end the top of the 7th inning. What a terrific job by Liam Hendricks. 7th inning stretch coming up. A's leading 2-1. Brought to you by McDonald's. August 30th, 2001. Your old friend Eric Chavez. A's defeat the Orioles 15-0. Eric Chavez had 8 RBIs, a 3-run homer in the first, fielder's choice in the 5th, and then a grand slam in the 8th inning. Eric Chavez.
You see that one-hand little flip right there?
Yeah.
That was right off the end of the bat for a grand slam.
At Camden Yards. So bottom of the 7th, it'll be Healy, Landorf, Simmons, Miley back out there. Hendricks. Good job. Retired all 5 hitters that he faced. There's a shot base hit left field. Healy makes the big turn. Well, the A's had their leadoff man aboard.
Well, a good swing from Healy to lead off this inning, get the A's a first runner. You can see another fastball in from Miley, and this ball's just up in the zone, and that's what allows Healy to get to that ball.
So with that leadoff single, the night is over for Wade Miley. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
is brought to you by Toyota. Hurry in for Toyota's annual clearance event to get an incredible deal on the 2016 Toyota you want before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
So with the leadoff man aboard, Michael Gibbons comes in, and his first pitch is bunted by Ladendorf. And the throw, and they get the speedy Ladendorf. Nice play by Davis. He had a whole bunch of obstacles there, but he was able to get Ladendorf. But a sacrifice bunt is successful. So Wade Miley is done after 6+ innings.
Well, what a good job by Ladendorf. You can see this ball just kind of up and in. He gets it down the first base line. You want to make Davis field that. And Davis kind of gets it inside that line and then runs to the outside to try to make that throw so that he gets Ladendorf out of his way, and Scope just kind of drags his foot over the top of that bag.
So top of the order, Marcus Semien steps up. One pitch is low. Michael Gibbons is an interesting story. He began his professional career as an infielder. He was a fairly highly thought of prospect. But then in 2013, he decided, I'm going to pitch. And he's done a good job. Last year, he got to the big leagues mid-season, and he was terrific. ERA under 2, and this year he's been very good. He's got a wicked slider.
You can see that low sidearm delivery that he has. We saw that kind of last night with O'Day, who also drops down.
And there it is. That's a nasty pitch. So Gibbons, part of this great bullpen that we talked about.
And it's not that this pitch has a ton of break to it. You can see that. It's just that he also throws 92 to 95 miles an hour with a fastball. So you got to be conscious of that. And you see it out of the hand, and just enough to have Semien way out in front.
6 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks for Wade Miley. A couple guys in that Orioles bullpen, a couple of youngsters, as Axford up again. Gibbons and Brad Brock are both having very fine seasons. And it's like with those 2 youngsters having the seasons they're having, it's sort of made that Orioles bullpen great as opposed to just being good with Britton and O'Day. Worley's been pretty good. Yonder Alonso is now in the on-deck circle. That's Valencia's spot. 1-1 to Jake Smolinski trying to get Healy home. It's a fastball at 94 miles an hour. 1-2 the count. Gibbons is 25 years old. 6 foot, 210 pounds. From Tampa. There's that slider. May see it again.
I would think so. As good as it is, if you're going to get beat, you want to get beat on your best pitch. Lots of times guys who sling the ball like this, you don't see him who throw as hard as 95 miles an hour like Gibbons can.
So now it's a full count. He's trying to add on to their slim 2-1 lead. Three-two pitch, fouled straight back.
Well, Smolinski just missed that one. That was a hanger. That's one where Gibbons tried to throw a strike with it as opposed to getting it down away. This thing just spun, a backup slider, and that's the only reason Smolinski missed it, was because it didn't break.
Outfield playing shallow. And a good at bat by Smolinski as he is aboard. So Jake Smolinski tonight, 2 singles and 2 walks.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen, for the
Here's Alonso pinch hitting for Valencia.
Number 17, Yonder Alonso.
So Alonso to hit here in the 7th inning. He was in the lineup last night. He went 1 for 4. Fastball a little bit inside, 95 miles an hour. When you throw from the angle that Gibbons throws, 3/4, and you throw 95, it's probably going to have a little movement on it.
Well, like I said, you just don't see it very often. Lots of times these sidearm guys are 85 to maybe 90. Some guys will touch 91, 92, but I mean, this is 95 miles an hour. You got to be ready for it, and it's coming out of a little different slot that you're not used to.
On the ground, right to first. Davis will run to the bag, and that will do it for the A's. They strand a pair. We're going to the 8th. A's 2, Orioles 1. So the A's leading 2-1 over the Orioles. It's the top of the 8th inning. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake expert. So John Axford, 49th appearance. And he'll face Pedro Alvarez leading off the 8th. Yonder Alonso pinch hit for Valencia, so he will remain in the game at first base. Shift is on for Alvarez. And he rips one into the glove, and hanging on is Marcus Semien. So he was playing right up the middle, and the line drive ended up in the glove of Marcus Semien.
Well, this ball is smoked, and as a pitcher, that's hit, and you are not expecting to turn around and see a fielder standing right there to make that catch. It's hit so hard, and Alvarez was frustrated. You can see him jumping after it was caught. That's the second time he's hit a ball hard in these 2 games back up the middle, both for outs.
Here's Wieters. Strike on the outside corner. Wieters has hit a fly ball to center field, and he has grounded out. Wieters is now 1 for 6 in the series. Red Sox beat the Yankees tonight at Fenway 5-3. Porcello over Severino. Rick Porcello is 15-3. How about that record? Gave up 2 earned runs in 8 innings. Alex Rodriguez did not play tonight. Don't know if he will play in that series. Thought I read maybe Thursday he would be in the lineup. So the Orioles will check that score and see where the Red Sox have won. So they're now just 2 back now. Strike. A little bit of a delayed call, but Exford will take it.
A good pitch down in the zone. Fastball inside. Wieters gave up on it. Ball was down a little.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and a fastball, 96 miles an hour.
I think Matt Wieters was caught looking for something else. He got another heater middle away, and you can see just how late that ball's almost in his glove when the bat goes through that zone. He might have been looking off speed, looking for that big breaking ball, but right on past him.
Eight consecutive Orioles hitters have been retired. They have just 2 hits in the game. Scope doubled leading off the 6th inning, but the Orioles could not get him home. Pitch. Now 3-0. Scope has 17 home runs. And it's a little bit low. Looked like a pretty good pitch. So make sure you join us tomorrow for Game 3 of this 4-game series against the Orioles. Ross Detweiler will be called up, left-hander. He will start for the A's against the veteran Yomani Gallardo. It'll be A's pregame live at 6:30, first pitch at 7:05. Complete A's coverage every night on Sportsnet Central and CSNCalifornia.com. So that'll be tomorrow night. First pitch to Hardy is a strike. That walk to Scope is the first walk issued by A's pitchers tonight. Missed again. Make it even now, 1-1. Indians beat the Nationals 3-1. Bauer over Scherzer. Brad Brock starting to throw. Scherzer had a no-hitter in that game through 6 innings. Yep. Is that what I saw? But he ended up losing. The Indians get a big win. Strike, good pitch, 2-2. Oxford at 95 miles an hour. And he went. Yes, he did. So a couple of strikeouts for John Axford. He has a good inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. A's looking to add on. This game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 1-2-0 for the Orioles, 2-6-0 for the A's. Zach Neal was great. Gave up just 1 earned run in 5 1/3 innings. I think that only run was Adam Jones' home run in the 4th inning. And the A's scored their 2 runs in the 3rd on a Valencia double and a Davis sacrifice fly. So lots of pitching tonight, and the A's leading 2-1. So bottom of the 8th, Chris Davis to lead it off. Givens back out there.
That's where you'd like to see the A's find a way to scratch a run across, give yourself a little bit of a cushion. Chris Davis find a way to get on base.
The A's have not been scoring a lot of runs lately. If the pitching's there, then you can still pull it off.
Yep.
We saw it yesterday, last night, and we're seeing it again tonight. Madsen getting loose. Two pitch stays inside. This is Givens' inning as the Orioles bullpen is completely quiet. Madsen is in the A's bullpen. Pop-up foul. Things are tight in that AL East, and if this score stays this way, it'll be even tighter. That's going to be a good division. Indians and the Tigers are battling in the Central. Rangers kind of opening things up in the AL West. Driven toward right. Trumbo's back near the warning track, onto the warning track, and he makes the catch. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. In the National League, the East, the Nationals have a 6.5 game lead over Miami. Of course, the Cubs running away with it in the Central, and the Giants and the Dodgers are going to have a dead heat in the final 6 weeks of the season, so that would be a fun race to watch. Inside to Billy Butler. And then the wild card, that just makes it a little bit more interesting.
Just pick a team right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, Jays, Red Sox, Tigers, Mariners, Astros, Yankees, that whole group all within 6 games of either wild card spot. I mean, the Mariners, for example, coming into today, they're just 2.5 games behind the second wild card spot.
Thing is, you get too far back in that wild card, with all these teams bunched together, it's hard to get over that many teams.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the thing about the wild card, is there's always going to be more teams involved. One and 2 to Butler, who is 0 for 3. Drives that one toward left. Hustling back is Kim, and he makes the catch. So a hard hit ball by Billy Butler, but he's going to spin around, head back to the dugout. He's 0 for 4.
Now batting, catcher, number 21, Steven Vogt.
So here's Vogt. Steven Vogt, a single and a walk tonight. So took a ball off the throat on a pitch in the dirt that he was blocking. Slowed him down for a little bit, but he seems to be okay. Can you ice your neck? I guess you can, right?
I was just gonna say that might be kind of a tough spot to
wrap it around the neck and just ice it.
That wouldn't feel real good.
And got him right near the Adam's apple, which you can see the mark right below the Adam's apple.
I mean, the thing
stay
is,
down just for a little bit.
With that area, there's really nothing to ice there. It's not.
No, I mean, yeah. What can you do? Outside, and now it's 3-1. The infielders sliding over even more. And that one missed outside, and it's a 2-out walk. So that's 5 walks now by Orioles pitchers. 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th.
I always find that interesting. 2 outs in the 8th inning, and he's got Vogt 3-1, and he throws a changeup and then a breaking ball 3-2. Like, why not go after him? You throw 95.
Like that?
Yeah.
Only 94 though, Mark. So. 32 pitches now for Givens. 0-2 to Brett Eibner. In the 9th inning, top of the 9th, it will be the top of the order. So that will be the task for Ryan Madson. Jones, Kim, Machado. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. So here we go, folks. A's clinging to a 2-1 lead. Madson coming in.
Here's tonight's Honda Player of the Game. That is Zach Neal. What a job he did making a start tonight. 5 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 strikeout. He went right after these Oriole hitters, kept his pitch count down. I thought with a limited pitch count it was going to be tough to maybe get through 5, but he put it in cruise control, and with the exception of the 1 home run, he did an outstanding job tonight.
And he's got a chance to get a win.
Hey, Curly Bill.
Here's first pitch to Jones, just a touch high. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. 23 saves for Madsen. Driven high and foul the other way. Zach Neal with a chance to get his 2nd win this year. He was the winning pitcher in the game against the Giants in San Francisco when the A's came storming back, scored a bunch of runs late and won the game. He pitched 1 inning that night and got the W. Curve for a strike, 1-2 to Jones. Kim to follow, and then Machado.
Shiny bell, shiny bell.
Jones with the home run in the 4th. Just got a piece of that one, and then it got a piece of Stephen Vogt.
We can see that ball. He's down on that knee, and that kind of got him there. It got him right on the inside part of the thigh. He's a little beat up tonight.
Yes, he is. Maybe even a little more than normal.
Yeah, he might just do just a cold, forget the ice, just cold tank.
I agree. Curveball, left field base hit. Kind of hung up there. Jones stayed back on it nicely, and here come the Orioles here in the 9th. You didn't think this was going to be easy now.
Nope. Madsen went back to that breaking ball, and you can see Stephen Vogt wanted that down in the dirt. He had the glove lower, a little bit of a hanger, and Jones able to stay back, drive it in the hole. The Orioles have a leadoff hitter on.
Jones has good speed. First pitch to Kim. Bounce to Madsen. He spins. He fires to second for 1. Back to first. Double play. Madsen grabbed it. You always have to make that good throw to the shortstop, and he did.
Well, and what a play. He had to hurry. Jones got a good break off first. So at first, my first thought, Madsen didn't really have time to set his feet, but when he spun and threw, he made a perfect throw to Simeon, who then was easily able to turn this double play. You can see he hit him right in the chest, and a good throw to first base.
So 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Manny Machado, an MVP candidate in the American League. First pitch to Machado, a little bit outside. He's post-game live coming up immediately following the ball game. Keep it right here on CSN California. Machado could not pull the trigger, 1-1.
Just a fastball. I think Manny was maybe looking for something else. That's why I checked his swing. Either way, the count's back to even.
Fastball down and away. Madsen needed just 12 pitches to get the save last night. Outside corner, strike 2 call. setting up inside. Just missed. That's it. He got it in, and that's the most important thing. He missed, but you don't want to leave it out over the plate.
Yeah, you can pick a little here. You don't have to give him anything to hit. That's a great pitch on the inner half. He's looking for something out over the plate.
Did he go? No. They checked with Chad Fairchild, and he said that Machado held up.
Well, Madsen went to the 3-2 changeup, which I love the pitch selection. Machado, it's just down enough, I think, to not get that swing, and Machado's able to stay back.
Number 19.
It was close.
Chris Davis.
So here's Chris Davis. First pitch to Davis, outside. Davis has grounded out 3 times. He is 0 for 7 in this series so far. Ooh, and he got one to hit. That big Chris Davis swing.
Just a fastball, middle, and
Looked like he hit it off the end of the bat.
it was a little tardy on it, but I don't think that's a pitch Madsen wants to throw again.
And now it's 1-2.
That's the pitch you want to follow up that fastball on. I said he was just a little late. You then go to that changeup, and you can see just how far out in front Davis was.
Davis lays off that pitch. That's brother-in-law's right there. Do you know that?
I did not.
Manny Machado is married to Yonder Alonso's sister. So it's like Thanksgiving right there.
Christmas.
Christmas in the top of the ninth. 2-2 pitch. High, 3-2. Trumbo would be next. Two pitch, runner goes, strike 3 called on the outside corner, and that will do it. So Madsen strikes out Davis, and he gets the save, and Zach Neal gets the win. Danny Valencia with the big RBI double, and another very well played game by the Athletics, and they have taken the first 2 games of this series over the Orioles, and they've really shut down a very, very good Orioles offense. 2 hours and 24 minutes in front of 13,573. Final score tonight, the A's 2 and the Orioles 1. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball on CSN California. It's part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's Postgame Live with Brody Brazil and Vic Roberts starts right now.